What if your pantry kitchen had the secret salmon bait that could win you $10,000 in the Coho Derby this weekend? Would you watch? Well, we're going to talk about something that's going to make a difference for you on the water. The last few years, I've experimented with every single kind of bait out there, and they all work, so don't get me wrong. But I found something that has outfished my other baits. The time that it takes to put together is almost nothing. The cost is only $1. It can take any scent that you put in it, and it's so readily available, you never have to worry about it being out of stock. You don't have to go to a bait store. You can find it in your pantry. We're talking about something that'll make a difference because it is just so effective and natural, frankly, that the fish just love it. So, what are we going to talk about? Tuna. Tuna is the key, I think, to catching more coho salmon in the saltwater for you. It's not new, no, but what I like to do with it can change the way you think about things because Puget Sound and the fish that we have love fish scented baits. Your herrings, your anchovy, your sardines, they all work well, right? But what is one way to apply a bait to any kind of rigging and have a scent that's proven, a scent that's going to stay on there for a while, and something that you know you can build confidence in? Well, for me, that's this right here. That can of tuna is $1. That can of tuna can be prepped on the water the night before. You can spend a couple days before and really get it marinating with whatever your favorite scents are, whatever you want to do. It's totally customizable. It allows for something that many may not even thought to do. Yes, the guys down the Columbia River use it a lot because it's effective. But for Puget Sound, it's something I think many people don't really consider as much. A lot of people run true bait, the herring, the strips, and those are fantastic. I definitely recommend doing it. But having something on the boat, especially going to a derby, can be a difference maker for you. And I wanted to share this because I have found some great success. In fact, last year we went fishing after the weigh-in and hooked probably the most that I've ever done in a day with the family. Doubles and triples, it just was unreal fishing. And I really attribute a lot of that to having a good scent to make sure these fish are going to commit. Because whether you're fishing squids, you're fishing spoons, you're fishing SpinFish and other stuff baits, you need something that is going to have a good scent disbursement, and then something you're not worried about if a fish hits it that you now have to reel all your gear in. You can just keep fishing. So, we'll break it down how I like to prepare it, but I first want to talk about the lures I like to run. I showed you guys a video, and I will link it in the description below. But the SpinFish for me became our top producer on the boat. And rightfully so, it has a really good action. But the fact is that you can stuff this with whatever you want. And finding how well the tuna worked, I was hooked. I stopped buying herring. I stopped doing a lot of my old ways of fishing coho and just using this with tuna. And again, the other stuff does work, so I'm not discrediting it. But for simplicity's sake, this made a huge difference of being in and out of the water faster, easier to prep the gear, and less money spent along the end of it all. It was a win-win. When you're limited to the time to get on the water or limited on the time to be fishing, make sure you're efficient is the key to everything. So I've really come to love the SpinFish, and the scent combination with the tuna is unreal. And then this year, we now have the Yakima bait cut plugs. They are also a stuffed cavity. They spin and work fantastic. It's a great combination to utilize. And here's where the tuna comes into play. Okay. I open up the can of tuna. Okay. I take a quart-sized bag, which you see in there. I dump my tuna in the bag. I put the baggie, a separate one, over the can of tuna and throw it in the garbage. If you do not put it in its own bag, I will warn you, your wife or significant other is going to throw something at you. It will reek the whole house. Having this in its own bag at least eliminates that. It is stinky bait. I'll give it that. So I put it in a double bag because it will leak out with the oil. And that specifically is the key. You do not want tuna fish in water. You want tuna fish in oil. The same kind of stuff we use for our kokanee fishing. These are the cans of tuna that I use all the time on my boat in the salmon season. Again, $1. And frankly, sometimes you get them on sale for way less than $1. You can stock up well before the season or during season and always have an opportunity at having good bait. I prep it 2 days before most times, but you can do it the night before. In fact, right now, right? We can prep it right now for the Coho Derby to fish it tomorrow, and it will be outstanding bait. I will mix it with whatever concoctions I want to do. You can make up multiple different baits if you want, or as you're fishing, you can add the scents as you go. What I like to do is a baseline of just the tuna. I put some krill powder in here. I also put a little bite stimulants, but you don't have to do anything too crazy if you don't want. And then as we're fishing, because these baits, like the SpinFish, have cavities, right? You will open this up. You'll be able to stuff your bait in there, take your scent. Now I'm adding something else, and I'll squirt some scent inside of the cavity. Same thing goes with the cut plug. Holes in the side allows you to fill that up as well. That's all said and dandy. A lot of people kind of already know about that. But here's where I think the tuna sets everything else apart. I started playing with it with hoochies in a different way than I would have ever thought because we ran out of herring strips. We were on a pretty good bite, but it started to slow down and we ran out of herring strips. Therefore, the bite kind of slowed. So I thought, how can we re-trigger this? I tried different scents, different other lures, combinations. What ended up being the trick was taking the needlefish squid that I have here and just dunking it inside of this. The tuna combination that we had created, all I was doing was just shoving this, right? I'll just show you like this. Taking this, putting it inside of the bag, closing the bag, and just massaging the whole tuna around the squid. What this ends up doing, it gets all inside it. The whole thing is entirely coated. It takes less than 10-15 seconds to do, and this is completely rebaited and ready to fish for 15-20 minutes. If you don't have herring strips, it's a great way to make use of a very effective bait, right? I think it'll work well for a lot of people. And, standard flasher setup, this is 30 inches of leader. This has been an absolute killer in the high sun of a day. UV flasher, there we go. When you start talking the SpinFish setup, I have one of my flashers here that I make, and I run this 36 inches behind this guy, and also works very well. So tuna, because it's so readily available at your grocery stores, you can start doing some things with that regular bait doesn't allow for. Herring and anchovies, they're phenomenal and work great in bait heads. But one of the caveats to using those is the baits get ripped apart. If there's a lot of dogfish around or certain other species of shakers, you're going to go through a lot of bait. However, if you're using the tuna, you might be able to save a little money and not have to go through all the hassle and prep. So I want to hear from you. Would you guys use this secret bait in the Derby for $10,000? I know on my boat, I always have this ready to go. Good luck tomorrow, guys. Can't wait to see the reports. Tight lines and fish on!